It's time for another frivolous speculation about what games Sony will be releasing with the PS Plus Essential and extra subscriptions in June. Let's start by looking at what we've been given away in June in previous years. In 23, it was Jurassic World Evolution 2, Trek to Yomi, NBA 2K23, in 2022, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, Boruto, Shinobi Striker and God of War, in 2021, Operation Tango, Virtua Fighter 5, Ultimate Showdown and Star Wars Squadrons. Looking at these games, I can assume that this year they may give away, for example, the second installment of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, which was visually improved and added more heroes. Taking into account that EA Play subscription games are often given away, I think they may add Dead Space Remake to Essential. As far as I know, the game didn't live up to the publisher's hopes for sales, and it seems EA has no plans to remake the second installment. Well, the chance is very small, but they may add God of War Ragnarok. However, the game is more likely to be added to Extra rather than Essential, because this subscription is more expensive, and it is more profitable for Sony to attract audience there. The next game that I think can get into the giveaway is the Alone in the Dark 2024 relaunch. The game is fresh, but rather quickly forgotten due to problems with controls, graphics, and bugs. The events of the game take place in the 1920s. Emily Hartwood, along with private investigator Edward Carnby, goes to Derceto Manor, which is an asylum for the mentally ill. Mysterious inhabitants of the estate, nightmares recreated in reality, fights with monsters, puzzles and dark secrets are waiting for the player. There are 2 story campaigns available in the game, one for Emily and the other for Edward. Now let's take a look at the games that will be released on the same day that PS Plus games become available for download. For Essential, that's June 4, and that's the day Killer Klowns from Outer Space, the game is released. The game is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game where 3 players take on the role of Killer Klowns and, using a variety of abilities, hunt a human team of 7 other players who must hide from them and complete a chain of tasks necessary to escape. For example, look for spark plugs, fuel canisters, keys, and access cards to escape through alien portals, blocked exits, escape by boat, or lock themselves in a bunker. However, you can weaken the clowns and kill them. For Extra, it's June 18th, and on this day, Dungeon Crawler with cartoon graphics, Blood, is released, where as a girl named Becky, you have to destroy crowds of vampires and save your friends. Also released on this day is Still Wakes the Deep. Players will find themselves on the Barra-D drilling platform in the North Sea in 1975, which after a disaster lost contact with the outside world and began to sink. They will have to take on the role of a worker left alone with horrifying events and survive on the rocking structure, where any misstep can be the last, explore flooded corridors and storm-ravaged decks, search for other crew members, and hide from a ruthless enemy. Now let's take a look at what's been released on Game Pass on Xbox, because as we know, games from there often make their way to PS Plus too. The biggest project from the Game Pass add-on, excluding the games that have already been given away in PS Plus, is Lords of the Fallen. It's a Souls-like project that offers hardcore gameplay with unusual mechanics for transitioning from the world of the living to the world of the dead, and using a special flashlight to illuminate hidden platforms and objects in the environment that manifest from another realm. There are other mechanics in Lords of the Fallen that make the game stand out among other Souls games, but its essence is familiar to fans of the genre. Explore a confusing location, kill 100 small harmful mobs, die and resurrect countless times, defeat a tough boss, and then repeat again and again. The second game from those recently added to Game Pass is called Orcs Must Die 3. It is a third-person action game in which players need to defend a rift in space from waves of orcs. Weapons, various abilities, and traps are available to accomplish this task. By the way, this game was recently given away on PC in Epic Games Store, which is another reason for giving it away on PlayStation 2. Now, let's see what games were released a year and a half ago, because these are the games that can get into the giveaway according to the documents that were stolen by hackers. Among them, there is an improved version of The Witcher 3, which was released for PlayStation 5. Among them, there is an improved version of The Witcher 3, which was released for PlayStation 5. In general, I'm very surprised that The Witcher hasn't been given away on any of the consoles so far. The game is top-notch, still in demand, and the appearance of such a project in the subscription would definitely add prestige points. Blacktail was also released a year and a half ago. This is a relatively small project, which will allow you to take a direct part in the story of Baba Yaga and her becoming the protector of the forest or its curse. So far, she is just a little 16-year-old girl who was accused of witchcraft and kicked out of her home village. Her memories come to life in the form of menacing spirits, and now the player must hunt them down to learn about the heroine's past. And thanks to the morality system, every choice made has an impact on her skills. And to know what games will officially join Essential in June, as well as games joining and leaving the extra catalog, please like the video, click the bell, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss my new videos.